Hello students, today we are going to discuss the chapter 1, the story of village Palampur, part 2nd of class 9th social science economics. Let's get started. In the previous session we have learned about the introduction of the chapter, the story of village Palampur, and then we learned about the village and then the organization of production. As we learned, the first requirement is land, the second requirement is labor, and the third requirement is physical capital. Physical capital is further divided into two parts, that is tools, machines, buildings, and raw materials and money in hand. Then we discussed about factors of production. Every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital is known as factors of production. Then we discussed about the farming in Palampur. Now, is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Palampur would resemble a village of the western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. All land is cultivated in Palampur. No land is left idle. During the rainy season, that is Kharif, farmers grow jowar and bajra. These plants are used as cattle feed. It is followed by cultivation of potato between October and December. In the winter season, that is Rabi, fields are sown with wheat. From the wheat produced, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat at the market at Raiganj. A part of the land area is also devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw form or as jaggery is sold to traders in Shahpur. Now, the Green Revolution. The Green Revolution in the late 1960s introduced the Indian farmer to cultivate of wheat and rice using high yielding varieties of seeds, which is also known as HYVs. Compared to the traditional seeds, the HYV seeds promised to produce much greater amount of grain on a single plant. As a result, the same piece of land would now produce far larger quantities of food grains than was possible earlier. Farmers of Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh were the first to try out the modern farming method in India. The farmers in these regions set up tube wells for irrigation and made use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers and pesticides in farming. Some of them bought farm machinery like tractors and threshers which made plowing and harvesting faster. They were rewarded with high yields of wheat. As was shown in the figure, modern farming methods, which implies farming machinery, HYV seeds, fertilizers and modern irrigation system. Next, will the land sustain? Land being a natural resource, it is necessary to be very careful in its use. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. In many areas, green revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. Also, continuous use of groundwater for tube well irrigation has reduced the water table below the ground. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over many years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. Chemical fertilizers provide minerals which dissolve in water and are immediately available to plants, but these may not be retained in the soil for long. They may escape from the soil and pollute groundwater, rivers, and lakes. Chemical fertilizers can also kill bacteria and other microorganisms in the soil. Now next, how is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? You must have realized how important land is for farming. Unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation. In Palampur, about one third of the 450 families are landless. That is, 150 families, most of them Dalits, have no land for cultivation. More than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares or more. As we know, in the previous session, we learned about how to convert hectare into meter square. So, 1 hectare equals to 10,000 square kilometer. As we shown in the figure, this is the map of major crops area in India, such as rice, wheat, jowar, and bajra. Now, some multiple choice question. Question number 1. Which crop is or are grown in Kharif season at Palampur? Sugarcane, wheat, bajra, jowar, or both D and E? Next question. To grow more than one crop on same piece of land is called dash. Multiple cropping, mixed cropping, both of these, mixed farming, or plantation. Next question. How can more crops be grown on same piece of land? By using fertilizers and pesticides, by using HYV seeds, by multiple cropping, by modern farming methods, or all of the above. Next question. How much area of Palampur is under cultivation? 200 hectares, 500 hectares, 2000 hectares, 5000 hectares, or 500 yards? Next question. When did the Green Revolution started? In 1950s, in 1960s, in 1970s, in 1980s, or in 1990s? Next. What did the Green Revolution introduced? Fertilizers, pesticides, harvesters, high yielding variety of seeds, electric run tube wells. Next question. What did the HYV seeds needed for good yield? Plenty of water, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, all of the above, or none of these? Who were the first to try out the modern farming methods? Farmers of Punjab, farmers of Haryana, farmers of Uttar Pradesh, all of the above, or farmers of Delhi? Next question. What are modern farming methods? Using farm machineries, using HYV seeds, better irrigation in fields, using fertilizers and pesticides, or all of the above? Next, what was the bad effect of Green Revolution? Reduction of water table, loss of soil fertility, both A and B, increase in yield of crops, use of farm machineries. Next, what are the bad effects of fertilizers? Kills useful bacteria and microbes, escape from soil and pollute groundwater, pollute rivers and lakes, all of these, or provide nutrition to plants.